It's not by chance that you're viewing this video. There's a reason you're here. Everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Trust the timing of your life and know that you're being led to where you're meant to be. As you stumble on this video, perhaps not by chance, it will serve to awaken your spirit. You have endured battles that were never intended to destroy you. Rather, they were designed to draw you nearer to the fulfillment of God's divine promises. You have witnessed individuals rise against you, heard falsehoods spoken over your name, and experienced doors that once opened freely suddenly close before you. Yet hear this message clearly and with faith. The Lord is preparing to reverse every force that was ever sent against you. What was once meant for your harm is now being transformed to work entirely for your good. The tides of your life are shifting, and the tables of circumstance are turning in your favor. Heaven itself is on the verge of announcing your divine reversal. Before we proceed deeper into this revelation, I encourage you to like, share, and subscribe. This is not merely another video or message. It is a divine confirmation, a word directly from the throne of heaven, sent specifically for the chosen ones. I want to extend a heartfelt expression of gratitude to all who have continued to support this mission through your prayers, your generosity, and your presence, especially those who have contributed through super thanks. May God bless you abundantly for your unwavering faith and support. Your love, encouragement, and spiritual alignment mean far more than words could ever convey. To everyone who continues to listen, to align their spirit with the Word, and to stand firm in faith, you are the very heartbeat and foundation of this divine mission. If your spirit resonates with this message, I invite you to type 77 in the comments right now. That number is not arbitrary. It is a prophetic symbol, a sacred signal to the Most High declaring that you are ready. Ready for divine reversal, ready for every plot, plan, and problem that was ever designed to work against you to be turned for your favor. You are stepping into a season in which God will cause the last to become first and the forgotten to be remembered. Understand this, not everyone will remain until the end of this message. Only those truly chosen, those whose spirits are aligned with divine truth, will perceive the depth of what is being revealed here. For those who stay and receive, there will come clarity, confirmation, and divine insight concerning the powerful reversal that God is about to manifest in your life. This is not merely a message, it is a living word, a divine decree unfolding piece by piece. Return to it whenever your spirit feels drawn, for each time you listen, another layer of revelation will emerge. You will begin to see, with increasing clarity, that everything which was once sent to harm you is now being reversed by the power of God and turned for your ultimate good. Now let us go deeper into the divine mystery that heaven is revealing in this very hour. Chapter 1. The invisible challenges behind your growth. Beloved chosen one, you have been engaged in a battle that few, if any, could ever truly comprehend. While the world witnessed the calmness etched upon your face, the steady cadence of your steps, and the quiet strength with which you carried yourself, only you were fully aware of the storms raging silently behind your smile. You have endured mental, emotional, and spiritual warfare so profound that no mere words could ever encapsulate its intensity. And through every trial, every moment of despair, and every unseen struggle, you cultivated the remarkable ability to suffer in silence, to continue pressing forward even when your spirit felt broken, and to maintain unwavering faith even when circumstances seemed senseless and incomprehensible. Your battle was never confined to the visible realm of tangible obstacles. You were engaged in a relentless struggle against unseen forces, generational strongholds, and spiritual cycles deliberately orchestrated to impede your breakthrough. There were nights when sleep eluded you because your spirit was under relentless attack, and days when the invisible weight of opposition pressed heavily upon your soul. Yet the profound truth remains. None of these trials occurred by chance. Every battle, every encounter, and every moment of suffering was divinely permitted by God, not to destroy you, but to cultivate something eternal and unshakable within your spirit. The enemy presumed he could dismantle your faith. He sought to provoke doubt in your calling, to make you question your worth, and to lure you away from your God-ordained purpose. He attacked the mind because he could not touch the anointing placed upon you. He whispered lies through familiar faces, orchestrated distractions, and devised schemes intended to drain your spiritual, emotional, and mental energy. Yet he failed to recognize the profound truth. Your silence was your most potent weapon. You did not retaliate with words or actions. Instead, you fought back through prayer, through surrender, and through seeking divine revelation rather than revenge. In your submission, you discovered unparalleled strength. God observed every moment. He saw that when every circumstance screamed for retaliation, you chose the path of peace. When every fiber of your being urged you to give up, you continued to show up faithfully. When solitude pressed heavily upon your heart, you still lifted your voice in prayer and clung to His name. It is precisely this steadfastness, this quiet resilience, that sets you apart, chosen one. It is why your battle was so fierce, for the weight of your destiny demanded a preparation unlike any other. God intentionally concealed you within seasons of isolation, not as punishment, but as divine preparation. You were not forgotten. You were being fortified. While the world assumed you had been left behind, heaven was meticulously sharpening your discernment, deepening your wisdom, and strengthening the fortitude of your spirit. You learned to depend on God alone, discovering that the silence which once felt like abandonment was, in truth, a shield of protection. Every tear you shed, every rejection that pierced your heart, and every false accusation hurled against you did not go unnoticed. Heaven bore witness to it all. You did not merely survive injustice. You accumulated spiritual evidence. And now the righteous judge of all creation is preparing to enact divine justice on your behalf. The same God who observed all that transpired in the shadows is now orchestrating a reversal in the light. The pain that once threatened to bury you has, in fact, become the very seed of your elevation, the catalyst for your divine promotion, and the foundation for the glorious breakthrough that awaits. Beloved chosen one, it is essential for you to understand this profound truth. Your suffering has not been in vain, nor has the spiritual warfare you have endured been without purpose. Every wound inflicted upon your heart has been transformed into a source of divine wisdom. Every loss you experienced has become leverage for your ascent. Every betrayal that sought to hinder you has, in reality, served as a blueprint for the glorious rise that awaits you. God, in His infinite wisdom, utilized the seasons of silence and apparent abandonment to cultivate within you the strength, resilience, and spiritual fortitude that will be required for the manifestation of your public blessing. Though at the time you may not have recognized it, the solitude and quiet trials through which you passed were, in truth, heaven's divine training ground. You were not being defeated, you were being taught. You were not being overlooked, you were being initiated into a higher, more profound dimension of purpose. The pain you endured served to refine your character. The process to which you were subjected matured your spirit, sharpened your discernment, and elevated your understanding. And now, in accordance with the promises of God, the season of revelation is at hand. The Lord Himself is orchestrating the reversal of every unjust verdict, the restoration of all that was stolen, and the reward of the unwavering endurance that allowed you to remain steadfast and stand through every trial. Chapter 2. When everything was shattered, God's presence never wavered. Beloved chosen one, it is imperative for you to understand this profound truth. Even in the seasons when it seemed that everything around you was collapsing, God remained fully in control. There was a period in your life when the world appeared to be unraveling. The people you trusted, the ones you counted on for support and encouragement, walked away unexpectedly. Opportunities for which you had fervently prayed vanished as if they had never existed. The doors that you believed would lead to your long-awaited breakthrough were suddenly and forcefully closed, leaving you bewildered and questioning the trajectory of your journey. You gazed upon your circumstances and cried out, "God, where are you in all of this?" It seemed as though every effort had been wasted, every plan was crumbling, and every dream was slipping further from your grasp. Yet what you failed to perceive in that moment of uncertainty was this: nothing was truly falling apart. Instead, everything was falling into its divinely ordained place. When God initiates a shift toward your destiny, it frequently manifests as apparent destruction. He permits certain aspects of your life to break, not to destroy you, but to provide the foundation for something unshakable, permanent, and purpose-driven. He allows certain individuals to depart so that those who are divinely appointed to walk with you can enter. He removes what you once believed to be essential, not to deprive you, but to teach you to rely wholly on Him. Certain doors are closed, not because you lack readiness or capability, but because they lead to paths that could have derailed your purpose and hindered your calling. Every denial, every rejection, every delay, though painful in the moment, was a manifestation of God's protective hand in disguise. You were never abandoned. Rather, you were being intentionally rerouted. Heaven was orchestrating circumstances that your human eyes could not yet perceive. While your heart cried out for God to repair what seemed broken, He was, in perfect wisdom, laboring behind the scenes to construct something far greater than anything you could have imagined. Every loss you endured was creating space for a far more magnificent gain. The friendships that ended were part of your spiritual pruning, designed to remove what hindered your growth. The job you lost, the opportunity that slipped through your fingers, the relationships that failed to flourish, all of it served as preparation for something divine and eternal. God was meticulously clearing the clutter of your life, removing distractions, exposing hidden motives, and testing the depths of your faith, ensuring that when the blessing finally arrived, your heart and spirit would be fully prepared to receive it, steward it wisely, and honor it faithfully. There were moments, chosen one, when tears streamed down your face and you cried out for understanding, pleading for clarity, and questioning why everything that seemed good and promising appeared to fade from your life. Yet hear this with unwavering faith. God was never out of control. Even when it felt as though you were navigating through chaos, He was meticulously inscribing divine order into every chapter of your story. He was positioning you strategically, pruning your character, and preparing your spirit for a destiny that required every single thing you had lost. You may have believed that delays were obstacles, but in truth, they were deliberate exercises of divine development. You may have interpreted setbacks as punishment, yet they were in reality seasons of preparation. Behind the scenes, God was quietly and purposefully aligning every detail of your life. The very individuals who appeared to reject you were, unbeknownst to you, redirecting you into the path of your true purpose. The places and opportunities that denied your presence were precisely the venues that would later bear witness to your extraordinary rise. Herein lies the profound and beautiful truth. While your mind wrestled with worry and uncertainty, heaven was actively working on your behalf. God was speaking your name in rooms where your feet had never set foot. Individuals you had never met were being strategically positioned to favor you, and resources beyond your imagination were being aligned to converge at the exact moment of your divine arrival. You did not need to fight for recognition, for God Himself was orchestrating your promotion, securing your elevation, and validating your destiny. Chosen one, understand this. The breakdown, the apparent collapse, and the setbacks you endured were all integral parts of God's divine blueprint for your life. What appeared to be destruction was, in reality, an intricate process of divine construction. Every shattered fragment of your circumstances was being rearranged and reassembled to form a magnificent masterpiece that only God could design and execute. And now the revelation of why certain events were allowed to unfold in the manner they did is about to be revealed to you. If the people who left your life had remained, you would have lingered in comfort, never discovering the fullness of your purpose. If the plan that failed had succeeded according to your own timing, you would not have been compelled to uncover the depth of your true calling, nor would you have been prepared to step into the extraordinary destiny that God has meticulously orchestrated for you. Chapter 3. The heavenly reversal of your destiny is already declared. Beloved chosen one, it is vital for you to understand this eternal truth. Long before the foundation of the world was laid, before the earth took shape, before light pierced the darkness, and before time itself began its steady march, God had already inscribed the outcome of your life story in the scrolls of heaven. Your destiny was not a product of the chaos, confusion, or setbacks of your past. Rather, it was conceived and ordained in the serenity, wisdom, and perfect counsel of his eternal plan. The heavenly pen recorded your name with deliberate purpose, and in that sacred script, your ending was already sealed with triumph, victory, and divine favor. This is why no weapon fashioned against you, no scheme devised to harm or hinder you, has ever had the power to succeed. Heaven, in its infinite wisdom, determined your ultimate victory even before the onset of any attack. You were chosen before the battles began. You were anointed before the trials emerged. Everything you are enduring today, the pain, the betrayal, the rejection, was never outside of God's plan. These challenges did not alter the divine course of your story. They revealed the depth of strength, resilience, and character that was already embedded within it. What the enemy intended for harm, God in his omniscience has already transformed into undeniable evidence of his presence and favor. Every hardship you faced became proof of his hand upon your life. Every disappointment, every closed door, every moment of despair has been recorded as a page in the prophetic narrative of your inevitable comeback. The reversal that is about to manifest in your life is not ordinary, mundane, or superficial. It transcends the mere act of recovering what was lost. This is restoration with divine interest, a supernatural multiplication of all that was taken from you. God does not merely restore, he redeems. He does not simply balance the scales of justice. He multiplies and elevates what was stolen. You are not returning to the life you once had. Rather, you are moving forward into the fullness of the life that was always divinely intended for you. The years that were stolen through suffering, betrayal, or disappointment are now being compensated with supernatural acceleration and divine favor. You will not simply reclaim your peace, you will walk in supernatural power, authority, and confidence. You will not merely regain what was lost. You will rise into double honor, elevated above the schemes of the enemy. The very mouths that once spoke against you, that once cursed or condemned you, will soon testify to your victory. Every false accusation, every lie, every unjust judgment that sought to diminish you is about to be publicly corrected and exposed. Every rejection, every closed door, every act of abandonment will now serve as a redirection into the exact path of your divine destiny. Heaven itself has recorded every act of injustice, every unmerited loss, every tear shed in silence. And now the judge of all creation has spoken with finality and authority. Enough is enough. Your season of reversal, vindication, and exaltation has arrived, and nothing in heaven or on earth can hinder its fulfillment. Beloved chosen one, it is crucial for you to understand this truth with unwavering faith. You are not waiting for victory has already been decreed and written in the eternal courts of heaven. The battle in which you currently find yourself, with all its trials, challenges, and apparent obstacles, has already been decisively won in the spiritual realm. The circumstances that once appeared to be setbacks, defeats, or hindrances are, in fact, divinely orchestrated setups, intentionally designed by God to position you for your imminent breakthrough. When God intervenes to reverse a situation, he does not merely restore it to its former state. No, his divine reversal elevates, transforms, and magnifies it beyond human comprehension and recognition. You are on the precipice of experiencing blessings so abundant, so overflowing, and so extraordinary that the losses, pains, and hardships of the past will suddenly fall into perfect perspective, revealing the greater purpose and wisdom behind them. God is actively rewriting the chapters of your life that the enemy sought to steal, sabotage, or distort. This divine exchange is profound. Ashes are being transformed into beauty. Mourning is being replaced with overflowing joy. Heaviness is being exchanged for exuberant praise. The spiritual winds are shifting in your favor, and the decrees of heaven have been issued in your defense. The verdict has been rendered, the judgment has been declared, and the authority of God has affirmed your victory. You, the chosen one, will rise. The very God who observed you navigating the fire, walking through trials that seemed insurmountable, is now preparing to place a crown of glory upon your head, in the very presence of those who once assumed that the fire would consume you. Lift your head, chosen one, and walk with confidence, for what was eternally written in heaven is now being manifested tangibly on earth. Your season of reversal is not approaching, it is already underway. The case has been concluded, the judgment is final, and the outcome is immutable. Victory belongs to you. Heaven's decree stands eternal, unshakable, and irrevocable. You are victorious. You have won. Chapter 4. Those who mocked your pain and trials will witness your elevation in awe. Beloved chosen one, it is important that you understand this truth. Those who once mocked, ridiculed, or underestimated you will one day marvel at your rise. You remember the very individuals who laughed in the face of your struggle, whispered behind your back, counted you out, and treated your lowest moments as a source of entertainment. They observed your pain and assumed it would be permanent. They perceived your silence as a sign of weakness, and they interpreted your temporary setbacks as final defeat. Yet what they failed to comprehend is that God, in His infinite wisdom and sovereignty, was attentively observing every detail of the unfolding scene. While they busied themselves with mockery, He was quietly orchestrating your elevation, meticulously preparing your rise in ways invisible to their eyes. Every insult that was hurled at you, every rumor that circulated, and every humiliating experience you endured served a divine purpose beyond human understanding. You were not being abandoned or overlooked. You were being hidden in plain sight while God worked on the foundation of your destiny. You were not being buried under the weight of adversity. You were being planted, nurtured, and fortified for a season of extraordinary growth. While they laughed at your perceived failures, God was lifting you. While they gossiped about your circumstances, God was transforming you. You were in the midst of divine preparation for a season so magnificent that no human eye was ever meant to foresee it. God is declaring to you now, be still and know that I am God. Your vindication will not arrive through acts of revenge or confrontation, but rather through undeniable, supernatural manifestation. The very individuals who once doubted your capacity to recover will witness your restoration firsthand. Those who ridiculed your faith will behold your favor. Those who labeled you as delusional for trusting in God will soon testify to the reality that His hand was upon your life all along. The shift in your life will not be subtle or gradual. It will be dramatic, unmistakable, and supernatural in origin. The very people who once mocked your suffering will stand in awe at the peace radiating from your soul. Those who perceived you as broken will marvel at the light emanating from your healing and restoration. They will be compelled to acknowledge that only God could have orchestrated such a transformation, for what is about to transpire in your life will defy human logic and understanding, yet make perfect sense within the realm of the spiritual. The elevation you are about to experience will be so divinely orchestrated that no human hand, no circumstance, and no worldly influence will be able to claim credit. Chosen one, God Himself is preparing a table for you, positioned directly in the presence of those who once sought to break you. And this table is not ordinary. It is overflowing with peace, purpose, and provision. The very ones who doubted your capacity to thrive will be forced to watch as you partake in the abundance of favor and blessing that they once believed you would never experience. Beloved chosen one, it is essential for you to understand this profound truth. Your rise is not fueled by pride, nor is it intended as a means to prove anyone wrong. You are not ascending to retaliate, to respond in anger, or to vindicate yourself through human measures. Rather, you are rising to illuminate, to shine forth with the brilliance of God's glory. Your success will speak a language far higher than vengeance. It will communicate grace, divine favor, and the testimony of God's power working through your life. This next level of elevation is not about self-glorification or worldly recognition. It is about revealing the majesty, faithfulness, and glory of God through your story. Every tear you have shed, every moment of sorrow, every pang of grief and frustration has been planted as a seed of future blessing. Today, you are stepping into your harvest, reaping the fruit of what was sown in seasons of silent endurance. You are becoming living proof that no mockery, no insult, no derision can silence or diminish a destiny that is divinely ordained. The more others doubted your potential, the louder and more resounding your breakthrough will become. There will come a time when explanation will no longer be necessary. The results of God's favor will speak for themselves. Therefore, walk with humility, chosen one, even as you ascend. The very individuals who once ridiculed, dismissed, or belittled your pain will now stand in awe, amplifying and magnifying the purpose God has placed within you. Those who once questioned your vision, undermined your efforts, or ignored your calling will now offer respect and acknowledgement. Yet through every stage of this divine elevation, remember this: it has never been about them. It has always been about Him. God allowed the world to witness your breaking not as a demonstration of weakness, but as a prelude to revealing that your blessing is not a product of chance or circumstance. It is the deliberate and sovereign orchestration of the Almighty. You are the living testimony of what occurs when grace intervenes in the face of ridicule. You are undeniable evidence that faith, when firmly rooted in God, never fails. You are about to embody the tangible proof that when God is for you, no opposition, regardless of its intensity or cunning, can ultimately prevail against you. Those who mocked, scorned, or doubted you will marvel at your rise, not because you sought to get even, but because you were elevated. Your story will eternally declare the glory of God, proclaiming to all who witness it, "Behold what the Lord has done." Chapter 5, your faithful obedience became the catalyst for change, unlocking divine restoration. Beloved chosen one, it is essential for you to grasp this profound and eternal truth. Your unwavering obedience has been the catalyst for the divine turnaround that is now manifesting in your life. Your story is about to reveal a powerful revelation. Obedience carries within it the authority and power to bring about supernatural breakthrough. You could have taken shortcuts, chosen the path of immediate gratification, or attempted to fight fire with fire. You could have pursued retaliation rather than restraint, revenge rather than righteousness, or chaos rather than character. Yet you did not. Instead, you remained grounded, steadfast, silent, and faithful, even in moments that felt unjust, unfair, or undeserved. You deliberately chose character over chaos and purpose over pride, and that very decision, your quiet obedience in the midst of confusion and trial, became the key that unlocked the favor of heaven over your life. God tests His strongest and most faithful warriors not amidst noise, acclaim, or public scrutiny, but within the depths of silence, in the unseen chambers of the heart. The true test of faith does not occur when everyone is watching. It occurs when no one observes, when no applause is heard, and when no recognition is forthcoming. It is precisely within these unseen moments that you resisted the urge to lash out, yet instead chose to pray. It is when the temptation to quit arose, yet you continued to trust God. It is when the desire to repay negativity with equal energy pressed upon you, yet you chose grace instead. Every single one of these decisions constituted a spiritual investment, a deposit of faith that is now producing a harvest of divine favor, provision, and elevation. Every instance of obedience, every time you followed God, even when it hurt, even when it seemed inconvenient or unrecognized, has been meticulously recorded in the heavenly archives. Each moment you deliberately walked away from circumstances, relationships, or opportunities that were misaligned with your divine purpose resulted in promotion in the spiritual realm. Your obedience spoke far louder than any words you could have uttered, and heaven honors not those who are perfect, but those who remain faithful under pressure, who persevere when the world offers no encouragement, and who trust God when circumstances appear impossible. Through your steadfastness, you demonstrated to God that you are trustworthy with His favor, that bitterness and resentment will not taint the blessings He has prepared for you. Chosen one, it is imperative for you to understand this. Obedience breaks barriers that prayer alone cannot overcome. Prayer may open the door, but obedience is the force that enables you to walk through it. Because of your submission, divine order is being released in your life. God is meticulously rearranging circumstances, aligning opportunities, and correcting things that were previously out of place, even without your awareness. Resources that were once inaccessible are now being positioned to locate you. Divine connections, long hidden or seemingly impossible, are now appearing to establish alignment for your destiny. The very obedience that once caused others to question you, to misunderstand your patience, or to perceive you as foolish, is now the same obedience that is positioning you to be favored before all, elevated above the opposition, and aligned with the fullness of your God-ordained purpose. Beloved chosen one, understand this sacred truth. The turnaround that you are now stepping into will not be limited to a single dimension of your existence. It will not merely touch one isolated area of your life and leave the rest untouched. No, this divine shift will ripple outward like waves upon the waters of destiny, transforming every sphere of your being with heaven's unmistakable signature. Spiritually, you are being elevated into higher realms of discernment, wisdom, and authority. The veil that once clouded your understanding is being lifted, and your communion with God is deepening beyond former measure. Emotionally, the wounds that once weighed upon your heart are being supernaturally healed. The scars that once symbolized pain will now stand as evidence of divine restoration. Peace will replace the turmoil that once consumed you, and joy will flow where sorrow once reigned. Financially, doors that were previously sealed, shut by unseen resistance, are about to swing open with divine ease. Resources, opportunities, and abundance are aligning themselves under heaven's decree to find you, to favor you, and to flow through you for divine purpose. And generationally, the chains that once ran through your bloodline, patterns of pain, cycles of lack, habits of despair, are being shattered because of your unwavering decision to remain in divine alignment. Your obedience has not only transformed your personal trajectory, but it has also rewritten the narrative of your lineage. Your yes to God did not merely alter your path, it altered the course of generations yet unborn. Perhaps you did not recognize it in the moment, but your obedience itself was a form of warfare. Every time you said no to temptation, you were declaring victory in the unseen realm. Each moment you chose to wait patiently upon the Lord, rather than to manipulate circumstances, angels were dispatched on your behalf to orchestrate outcomes in your favor. Each time you chose humility over recognition, silence over retaliation, and surrender over striving, heaven recorded your faithfulness and began preparing your exaltation. Now that hidden obedience, the kind that no one witnessed but God, is about to be publicly rewarded. The same obedience that was once performed in secret is about to produce fruit in plain sight. God is preparing to honor you in such undeniable ways that even your adversaries will be compelled to acknowledge His hand upon your life. He is about to bless you with such bold and visible favor that people around you will stand in awe and ask, "How did this happen so suddenly?" Yet you will know within your spirit that it was never sudden, it was sown. Every quiet act of obedience, every unseen sacrifice, every whispered prayer in the night was a seed planted in the soil of eternity. And now, beloved, your harvest has arrived. Chosen one, the tables are turning decisively in your favor, not by mere coincidence or chance, but by divine choice. It is the direct result of your decision to remain aligned with heaven when the world tried to pull you off course. You chose surrender over struggle, faith over frustration, alignment over compromise, and that choice has authored your divine reversal. What is about to unfold will not simply be a reward, it will be a revelation of what happens when obedience meets divine timing. Chapter 6, The Last Will Be First. Beloved chosen one, you have watched as others seem to pass you by on the road of life. You have seen people rise swiftly to positions of recognition and success, individuals who, in your eyes, neither carried the same depth of heart nor endured the same furnace of affliction that shaped your soul. You have applauded the victories of others while secretly whispering in prayer, "Lord, when will it be my turn?" You have been the encourager, the one who strengthened others even while you were quietly fighting your own unseen battles. You have remained faithful in the hidden places while others basked in the spotlight. You have labored diligently, often without acknowledgement, and poured out love where there was little return. Yet hear this divine revelation clearly. God has been saving the best for last. When you thought you were being overlooked, heaven was in fact reserving you. When you felt forgotten, you were being refined. What appeared to be a delay was actually divine preservation. The Almighty was preparing a sacred unveiling, a moment of manifestation so significant that it could only be revealed in heaven's appointed time. For you see, God never rushes destiny, He refines it. He takes His time with those He intends to elevate, because what He builds within His chosen must be able to carry the immense weight of the glory that is to come. While others were being seen, you were being strengthened. While they were being celebrated, you were being sanctified. While they gained attention, you gained anointing. For the Father often conceals His most powerful vessels in plain sight, shielding them from premature exposure until the appointed hour of revelation. Reflect, if you will, on the story of Joseph, betrayed by his own brothers, thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, and forgotten in the depths of a prison. By every human measure, it appeared as though Joseph was losing everything. Yet in the unseen realm, every setback was a step toward his divine promotion. His isolation was not punishment, it was preparation. His rejection was not random, it was redirection. And in one divine moment, heaven reversed years of hardship, lifting him from the prison to the palace. The same hands that once shackled him could no longer contain him, for his elevation had been decreed by God Himself. That, beloved, is the true essence of a divine reversal. Consider also David, the forgotten shepherd boy, overlooked even by his own father. When the prophet Samuel came to anoint Israel's next king, David's name was not even mentioned among his brothers. He was left tending sheep in the fields while others stood before the prophet. Yet heaven's whisper cut through the noise of human selection. That's the one. When man dismissed David, God remembered him. When his time came, no power on earth could stop the flow of anointing destined for his life. The oil refused to rest on another because the throne itself was tethered to David's destiny. And so it is with you, chosen one. The same divine pattern is unfolding within your life even now. You have endured a season in which your worth was unrecognized, your voice unheard, your value unseen. But this too was by divine design. God had to conceal you while He completed you. He had to shield you from premature promotion, from false validation, and from the corruption that often accompanies exposure before preparation. Had you been elevated too early, you might have been celebrated for the wrong reason, surrounded by the wrong people, or drawn into battles that your spirit was not yet equipped to fight. What you perceived as delay was, in truth, divine development. You were not being denied, you were being designed. You were not being forgotten, you were being fortified. Heaven was meticulously shaping your foundation so that when the time of unveiling comes, nothing and no one will be able to shake what God has established within you. For the promise still stands eternal. The last shall be first, and the first shall be last. And your time, long awaited, long prepared, is now drawing near. Beloved chosen one, the elevation that now awaits you will not come as the result of human effort, manipulation, or striving. It will unfold purely by divine orchestration, established by the sovereign hand of God Himself. The promotion you are stepping into has already been decreed in heaven's courtroom and sealed by divine authority. No mortal influence, no earthly system, and no opposition from the enemy can hinder what heaven has already ordered in your favor. The very individuals who once overlooked you will soon find themselves looking up to you with reverence and awe. Those who question the authenticity of your calling will soon seek your counsel and wisdom. The same people who once misjudged your worth will now be compelled to acknowledge the undeniable evidence of God's hand upon your life. You are being shifted strategically and supernaturally from the back of the line to the forefront of divine influence. And this transformation will not occur by chance nor by human merit, but because heaven has called your number. The sacred word declares, "The last shall be first, and the first shall be last." This is not merely a poetic phrase. It is an eternal spiritual law woven into the very fabric of divine justice. God is about to invert the order of things. The spiritual tables are being turned in your favor. Those who ran ahead of you, appearing to prosper while you remained unseen, will soon find themselves circling back, drawn by the very light of purpose they once ignored. For in this new season, divine acceleration is overtaking delay, and heaven is realigning destinies with perfect precision. You are about to witness promotion of such magnitude and speed that every waiting season will suddenly make sense. Every silent prayer, every hidden tear, Every moment you wondered, why not me, will be answered through divine demonstration rather than explanation. The very process that once seemed like stagnation will now be revealed as sacred preparation. For when God reverses a season, he does not do so gradually, he does it suddenly. One day Joseph was bound in the darkness of a prison cell, and the next he stood clothed in royal garments, governing an entire nation. One day David was tending sheep in obscurity, and the next he held a scepter of authority, ruling from the throne destined for him since his youth. And in that same divine pattern, your day too is approaching swiftly. There will come a morning when you awaken to discover that the very prayers you once whispered in uncertainty have become your living reality. You will find yourself walking through doors that were once bolted shut, standing in rooms you once only dreamed of, and holding in your hands the tangible manifestation of promises long awaited. For the season of obscurity has served its purpose, and the time of unveiling is here. The divine reversal is not merely coming, it has already begun. Chapter 7. Step into your divine breakthrough with courage. Chosen one, this is your divine confirmation. God is about to change everything that was meant to destroy you. The storm you've been walking through was not meant to drown you. It was meant to guide you. The shaking you feel right now is not the end. It is the beginning of a shift. Heaven is rearranging everything in your favor. What once worked against you is now working for you. You are being lifted, restored, and repositioned for the promise you've been praying for. This is not the time to doubt. This is the time to believe more deeply. Your faith is the key that will open doors in this next season. The doors that once stayed closed will open when you obey. The people who once ignored you will be drawn to your light. Everything that seemed delayed will now come at the right divine time. God is saying, do not walk by sight. What you see may still look messy and unclear, but what is forming in the unseen is beautiful. You are not losing control. Heaven is taking over. Chosen one, remember this. Before every great reversal, there is a great test of trust. God will remove your dependence on what is familiar so that you can depend only on him. That is why it has felt uncomfortable. That is why things stopped making sense. He has been strengthening your faith. Because where you are going next, faith is not optional. It is necessary. The divine reversal happening in your life is not just for your comfort. It is for God's glory. The world will see your life and know that this was no ordinary story. Your testimony will show that God still turns mourning into dancing, loss into legacy, and suffering into strength. The same people who once doubted your faith will soon ask how you kept believing. Your answer will be simple. Because I knew who was in control of my story. Lift your head, chosen one. Your time of hiding is over. The delay was not a rejection. It was God's perfect timing, matching heaven's plan. Now heaven is open, and God has spoken the command. It's time to step forward with courage into what God has already prepared for you. Speak with confidence, not fear. Move with calm, not worry. Stand strong, knowing that the same God who saw your pain is now bringing your promise to life. Everything that once worked against you is now turning in your favor. The tables are turning, and God's justice is being fulfilled. Thanks for watching. Here ends this prophetic message. If you're eager for more, whether additional chapters to this spiritual journey or a powerful visual concept for a video or thumbnail, simply just say the word. I'm here and am ready to help bring it all to life.